Okay, guys, welcome back to Strong Opinion Hibs. This is episode number 14. I'm your host, as always, Calvin, and today I'm joined with my co-host and my good mate, Charlie. And today we've also got the pleasure of being joined by with our other mate, Lewis McKinnon. How you doing, lads?
Good.
Not bad, mate. Yourself?
Good, mate. Good. I just mixed emotions for this weekend, eh? Like trying not to think about it. It's horrible thinking about it, man. It's the anticipation that I just wish it was 6:15 already.
Aye.
On Saturday. To be fair, I think the game kicks off at 2, does it no?
Aye, well,
It does,
hopefully I've lifted the cup by then.
I just sometimes I wish I could just disappear and come back after it away because it's too stressful, man. It really is. But aye, as always, this episode sponsored by Hibs Pins. Lewis was the first winner of the Hibs Pins, so congratulations. Promise it wasn't a fix. And as always, this episode will be on the Recast app. And if you subscribed on Recast and you sign up on Recast and watch the video on Recast, the money goes to Hibs. Hopefully we could use that money because the Hibs could use that money because there's been a few rumours that Jackson Irvine's away to Aberdeen, Martin Boyle's away as well. So
it's almost like we're playing a cup.
It's almost
like we're playing a cup final this weekend, eh?
It's either that or the Old Firm, eh? All the rumours start flying about, mate. Load of nonsense. Right, lads, let's jump into it. Celtic game. What was your thoughts?
Meh.
That was a very open game.
I thought Hibs actually played really well.
It was a makeshift team, eh? And I thought it was brilliant how they all played. David Gray back in the starting 11 again, eh?
Aye.
What about yourself, Charlie?
It was a nothing game, eh? Like, it didn't really matter. Like, third was already wrapped up, and but it was a good performance to the makeshift team, and I think there was a few boys that I didn't expect to be there, like Gray, for example, and he played well for 90 minutes up and down that right-hand side again. So, it was all right,
It was decent. I think one of the things that shocked me, it was like a full-strength Celtic team as well, eh?
It was, aye.
Aye, they had nothing to play for either, so I don't know why they played a full-strength team like.
I think another thing that jumped out to us in the Celtic game in the build-up was like all the Scott Brown love. The love affair with Scott Brown on Hibs TV and Hibs Twitter and things like that, tweeting him for his last game. Like, fair enough, he was a good servant to the club, but I think it was a more important day for Rocky, in my opinion, eh? Kind of feel like Scott's burnt his bridges a wee bit. Don't know what your guys' thoughts are.
Aye, it was one of these ones that, like, it was almost like they'd forgotten that it was Marciano's last game, eh? So,
Aye. Because he tweeted about Brown first, eh?
Aye, like I said, mate, I never watched the game, eh? So I can't really comment on the love affair on Hibs TV, but I was a bit annoyed beforehand with the Twitter build-up and that, but
aye. What about yourself, mate?
It was one of Alfie's best performances of the season, I thought, until the fans there, eh?
Aye.
It was a shame. And what had went on the last couple of days with his wife and his child, eh?
That's right.
It was a sad thing to hear that, but Ken, the boy played football and he put in a cracking performance.
He did. It looked like he was dying to leave with a clean sheet, eh?
Aye.
Oh, definitely.
I think I could go on record and say he's been the best keeper at Easter Road in my lifetime anyway. Like, I think he's been very, very consistent. We've been through a lot of crap like Zibby, Makalambi, Graham Smith, Mark Brown. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's scary stuff when you actually look back.
Aye.
Would you have him?
He's up there, mate. He's up there.
Aye, he's up there. He's been good. He's been a good servant. Anyway, let's skip past all that and talk about the big game at the weekend, lads. The cup final, Hibs versus St Johnstone. Are we the home team in this cup final?
Nah.
Are we the away team, right?
Aye.
How are you feeling in the build-up then? I'm feeling just nervous, sick. Honestly, trying not to think about it. Because I just panic. Yeah, I get so frightened thinking about it in case they lose it. What about yourselves?
I'm feeling the same, mate. Like I'm confident a wee bit this time than I have been in any other cup final, like Scottish Cup final anyway, because obviously the hoodoo's gone now. We last won it in 2016. I think I'm a mixture of all emotions, like, and I think I'll be watching the game on Saturday through my fingers. Not looking forward to it at all, like, but should hopefully be celebrating at the end of it, but could go either way.
But how many times have we said that over the years? Ken, I was more confident for the Rangers game than what I am coming up today.
Aye.
Like, they've got two great players in young Kerr and Chris Kane up front.
Aye.
Well, Kane himself run defence riot.
Aye.
I feel surprisingly confident though. I do think Hibs will do it. I think the boys are hungry. I think this team's hungry for success, and I think they've been good over the course of the season. And one thing for me is I think they deserve to be remembered as a decent Hibs side, like, because I think it would be a shame if they lost the cup, and we're remembered as the team that lost the cup rather than the team that finished third.
Aye.
I think it'd put a real dampener on sort of that group of players. What's your thoughts on that?
Aye. I agree. I think if we lose the cup lose the final on Saturday, it's more that's how the season's remembered. Like all these games at Hampden we've lost. Whereas if we win the cup, you forget about the Hearts game, the St Johnstone game, and you just celebrate that we've actually won something.
Mm-hmm.
That's also like it's good to have Europe already in the bag as well. Like, that's a plus side of this game coming into it. But a cup final, I would say, well, Scott Brown was the last team to get us third in the league.
Aye, that's right.
When he played for Hibs. It's a good season, but then on the flip side, losing the cup, is it a failure of a season with the amount of semi-finals we've been in? It's a hard one.
I agree with you, mate. I think it's a challenging time for the club because it's like on a knife edge, and it's going to go one way or the other. If they lose it, I think a lot of folk are going to feel disconnected with the club, and they're going to think, "Oh, Jack Ross isn't the answer. Jack Ross isn't the answer. The team's not good enough. You can't get the team up for big games." Blah 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 blah. Or if they win it, it's got to go the other way, obviously. And he's going to be almost legendary status at Hibs third and the cup. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's it.
There's no one that could say they've done that.
He cements his place in Hibernian folklore, doesn't he? Like, I would argue greatest manager we've ever had, getting third and winning the cup.
I can see the argument for that. We'll chat a wee bit about that later. We put that out there as a post.
That's right.
But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see the reaction for sort of the Hibs crowd and the Hibs social media outlets, for example, if they lose it, because there'll be a lot of folk gunning for Jack Ross. Like, and to be honest, will they have an argument there? I can see both sides of it. What's your thoughts on what Lewis has said? You made a great point there, mate. We're talking about, is this team, is it a success or is this season a failure if we do or do not win the cup?
It's a hard one because you could argue that it's a success because we've finished third, but it goes back to the other semi-finals, and like we should have been in three cup finals this year, I would argue. Or I know the Hearts one was technically the last season, but it's one of these ones that there's a definite argument to be made that this season isn't as good as people have made it out to be if we get to a final and fall at the last hurdle. But I think this season's been great, but Saturday, if we win that, would be the cherry on the cake, to be honest.
With yourself, Lewis? I
totally agree with that. It's just a cherry on the cake, but as well as Hibs got all to play for, you've got to look at St Johnstone as well. Ken, what last team outside the Old Firm's done a double in the league?
It's probably Aberdeen or something,
Aberdeen in 1984. Like
exactly. Ken, it just shows how much the Old Firm's had a hold over the league, and the trophies.
Aye.
That's right. We'd be so much better off without them, in my opinion. Like I know there's an argument about the folk would take the financial hit in that, but honestly, I seriously think the SPL will be one of the most competitive leagues in Europe.
I agree.
Be class, man. There's so many. I mean, Motherwell's up there some years. Come on, it's up there. Hibs, Hearts, Dundee United, Aberdeen. Like, be good. Like, I think even if we do lose the cup, I think it's probably going to have to be a successful season because there is progress from last year. Do you know what I mean? And they're slowly building upon. I feel like when we were under Stubbs and Lennon, we were going somewhere, and I think we took a back seat with Hickey. And the wheels started to come off, and then I feel like Ross is slowly building it back up again. And we need to be careful because we could end up like Hearts, for example. Like Hearts, you know, they when they went down to the Championship that first year we were all doing there with Rangers, they built something really good, like a good young team and all that. Came up, you know, finished, was it second or third in their first year back, and then just completely fell apart.
Aye.
Just team's been dismantled ever since. Like I think it's important. Like we're slowly like stepping towards like some sort of consistency, like being in the top six. Like as we said last week, mate. Like this is the second time this year included, to be the only 2 times in the last 10 years we've been in the top 6.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's got to be progress realistically.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone bold enough to give I don't know if I covered it, but are you feeling confident? I'm feeling slightly confident. I feel like the pressure's on St Johnstone, eh?
I'm more confident this one than I was 2016. I just didn't want to get too confident in the way, because you've seen it how many times at Hampden with Hibs. Like, I think we'll do it, but I'm not confident it's going to be an easy game.
I can understand that. What about you, Lewis?
I totally think it'll just be up to on the day. Ken, both teams, it's got to be a brilliant game nonetheless. But like, how many times Hibs have went to Hampden? You've had the likes of Livingston, Hearts bet us, and
County, aye.
Then County, that same season we went and bet Rangers at Hampden.
Aye.
Then it's crazy. But no, I'm really looking forward to it, and I've been saying for the last week or two, I haven't been confident, but right, see now, with all the papers, speculation making, saying, oh, players are leaving, players are doing this, I think get right behind the team, because the boys will surprise you, yeah?
I agree with you, but I do feel confident. I think that last couple of cup finals there, like we've talked about, like the Ross County one, you know, and sort of the Hearts one, I just feel like we weren't playing our best football then, but I feel like the last couple of weeks we've been playing our best football. Like big result against Aberdeen, holding, you know, a makeshift team, holding Celtic to a 0-0 draw. I feel like we're hitting form at a good time.
Aye.
And I feel like that there's it seems like a real good feel good factor around the club in that, especially going up to Aberdeen and winning there.
Aye.
I feel confident. I feel like the pressure's on St Johnstone because, you know, if they can do a cup double, like that's probably they'll be sorted for life, eh?
Aye.
Does it matter if they win another game? Do you know what I mean?
Aye. I mean, I've said we'll win the cup since we beat Queen of the South, so I've got to back that up. Like, I think we're going to win it, but the more we get close, like we're getting closer and closer now, and nerves are starting to kick in a wee bit. So I do think we'll win it, though. I do think we'll win it.
I felt really confident in 2016. I just felt like we played Rangers a few times now, and I didn't think they were very good. I thought we were a better team, So I knew we were winning that in 2016. Like I said at the minute we stood off the train when we got in Glasgow, I just thought we've got to win this today. Any use bold enough to get a score prediction?
I'll let Charlie go first for that one.
I think we'll win 2-0. I think Doidge will get the opener, and I think Darren McGregor, if he starts, or if he comes off the bench, will get the winner. I just think there's something different about this time playing St Johnstone at Hampden than last time. 2-0. 2-0's my shout.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory. I think we've got to score first against St Johnstone and at least put a second one in, eh?
Absolutely.
You've seen it so many times. They've scored in the sharp shop, and that's what St Johnstone are good at.
Aye.
They're one of the teams this season. They're up there with not conceding so many goals from a solid defence. So I think we've got to play the right type of football to win the game, and that's playing it on the deck, eh? I think these long balls, Deutsch has got to get beat every time.
Aye.
I agree with you. I'm going to go 4-1 Hibs. I think Hibs will do it. I do. I think they'll do it, man. I think back to that game that we played them up in Perth, and I feel confident. I think they'll do it. I really do. I think the pressure will be too much for St Johnstone. Cup double. I mean, they've already won a cup. Like just gears it, man. They don't need it. Do you know what I mean? We could all be happy. But no, I think Hibs will do it. I think they'll come out guns blazing. I think we'll score early on, and I think St Johnstone will crumble. I think we'll be 2-0 up, 2-1. The three there. I think if we score, I think late on they'll crumble.
We've got to start the game we did against Dundee United.
Aye, definitely.
Semis.
Yeah,
Come out the track racing.
we can't afford to start slow. Like, I think the longer the game goes on and it's 0-0, I think it more swings in their favour.
Aye.
Set piece and that. We need to be so switched on at set pieces, man.
Even that, not giving away set pieces. Ken,
Yeah.
you've seen Middleton in the semis. The boy could score them all day.
Aye. If we can avoid giving him a free kick and a shooting distance, I think we'll be grand.
You could score unless he was wearing a Hibs top. It was hopeless for us, man.
I don't know. It was that player. What, didn't he get a chance at Hibs?
Nah, not really.
Aye.
He sat on the bench most weeks, and I thought he was a decent talent.
Mm-hmm. Aye, young as well, and he was in and about the Scotland squad and that as well, so he should have been. He should have been a shout,
Aye, definitely.
But, what do you think we have to do differently then this time from our last couple of encounters? They've all been pretty close. To be honest with you, I think it's been one. I think they've won 1-0 twice. We've drew 0-0. Then they obviously beat us 3-0 in the semi, but we battered them that semi final, man. I think that was a real sucker punch when they scored. I didn't think we came what to do.
Aye, I'll let you take this one, Lewis, first.
Aye, yeah. St Johnstone's, like I said before, that team, if you score quick and score a second, then I don't think there's any coming back for them. Ken, at 1-0, it's always a dodgy scoreline, but you've got to get the second against these kind of clubs.
Aye.
Well, yeah,
I think if we can play the same way, like Lewis said, against St Johnstone as we did Dundee United, fast-moving football, I think what really gets me with Hibs sometimes is that they try and play these diagonal balls across the deck, across the pitch, and I think if we can keep it limited to balls on the deck and just, fast passes, get them down, because St Mirren were beating them every time down that right-hand side. So try and attack them on the wings and then cut the ball across the deck, try and keep them, because if the ball bobbles, and it falls to Nisbet's foot, I think he's scoring every time. And Doige has proven it every round this season that he can score with a break of the ball. So I think if we keep it down, keep it fast, keep it moving, I think we'll have them. And obviously defend well when they get a corner or a free kick, and we should be fine, I think.
Make a good couple of points. Just looking at their semi-final game as well, one of the things they were talking about on Sports Scene was that St Mirren had a lot of chances.
Aye.
St Mirren had a few chances to score and equalise and even go ahead. Like, I can't explain it. I just think we've got to do it. I just think the boys will be switched on. I think they'll know what that, it's going to be interesting as well, like just the dynamics, because if they lose, then, like you say, like, folk are going to say Jack Ross is tactically inept, like he can't suss out how to beat them.
Aye.
This is what his fourth or fifth time playing them, and has he beat them? I'm not sure.
We beat them up there in August time when Malin scored that last minute penalty, but
the penalty,
it was a scrappy game. I think we need to just stand up to them, because we're better than them, to be honest with you. Like, the league shows you that, so we should dominate this game.
I just think we need to, like you said, come out and put our stamp on the game and show them who's boss, really.
Aye.
They've got good players, but so we go Lewis.
If we concede early, Ken, you seen it. St Mirren played the game out and then scored themselves, and they could have made it 2-2 quite comfortably, because St Johnstone lost the plot after St Mirren scored. Ken, it was 15 minutes of back up against the wall for St Johnstone after that. Ken, the boys have got to keep it in the heat, right? It might only be 1-0, but we can still get this. Ken, it is there for the taking. I totally agree with that.
Especially a lot of the boys now. The good thing about that is if we do go 1-0 down, we've been there before and we've turned it round. Do you know what I mean? There's boys in the team that have got experience in that, and can try to talk them through that.
The one thing that I think plays into our favour more than St Johnstone's is we've got boys in our team who support. Well, so have they, but we've got boys in our team who are dying the wool Hibbies, and some boys like Ryan Porteous was probably in the stands in 2016 when we won that. Paul Hanlon played, McGregor played, Stevenson played, Gray scored the winner. Boyle was there, boys that know what it means to win that cup with Hibs. So I think give them the team talk on Saturday and just get the boys fired up for it. And I think that'll do us the world of good if having boys like that in and about it.
Aye, I think for us as well, I think we've got more match winners in the MA.
Aye.
We've got a lot of effective players. Like that bench looks good. Like the bench looks good with Jamie Murphy and that coming on. And see, the thing is, right, I was thinking about this week. Right, fair enough, they gubbed us 3-0 in that semi-final. But Jamie Murphy missed a blatant chance that he should have scored.
Yeah.
Right? If he scores that, it's a different game, mate. I think so.
I think
we need to be clinical, eh?
Whoever scores the first goal on Saturday wins the cup. If it's us, St Johnstone are not getting back in that. But we'll see how it goes. Eh? It's a good game talking it on here, but Hibs have got to do it on the park, eh?
And I just
Definitely.
it turns my stomach, eh? Like I can't. Honestly, man.
Aye.
Right. I'll pass this one over to you two. What's your predicted lineup for the game then? What formation would you play and what players would you play?
For me, I'll go first for this one if that's all right.
Of course. No, fire away, mate.
I've got to go the 3-5-2 formation.
I'm with you.
I think we've got to go with, if Jack Ross is true to his word, he's got to go with Macy in goals. I think if he is going to be our number one next season, which it's looking like, you've got to go with the big man. He's not put a foot wrong. He's not conceded yet.
He's not lost a game.
No. And for me just now, I think actually for my defence, I think Big Darren McGregor's going to slide in there. He's. Oh, sorry, I'm getting interrupted by the wee man.
That's all right.
But I think he's going to go with Darren McGregor in the defence alongside Fortress. I think, like you're saying, that bit of experience to have Fortress in alongside McGregor and Hanlon. I just think that'll work better than what I've seen before. We're just playing the two. And then the wingers, obviously, you've got young Doig and you've got McGinn. I think my free midfield, after reading an article today about Hallberg, I don't think his mind's in it. Ken saying that he's ready to quit.
I don't know
if it's true or not. But if his head's not in it just now, you've got to go with Gogic. Or even Newell. Ken in there and then play Irvin and Boyle.
Aye.
And then my up front is obviously you've got to go with the two deadly strikers that we've had in a long time. It's Nisbet and Deutsch.
Totally.
Aye.
Totally. I think for me, Macy in goal has to be like Marciano's played his last game for Hibs. If what they're saying last week is true, I think three defenders. I'll go Hanlon, McGregor, and McGinn. As I think wing backs Doig and Boyle, as they usually have been. And like I would have said Hallberg, but I read the same article you read, Lewis, and I wouldn't start him now if he's. I think it might just be paper talk, but if he's thinking I've not had enough game time and whatever, then I'd go Gogic, Irvin, and Newell because I think put them up against Liam Craig. I think we're winning that midfield battle. Then up top, they pick themselves, Doig and Nisbet. So I think that's our strongest lineup just now, to be honest.
I'd agree with you. I think that you both chose the team that's got to be in the park. My only issue is it's difficult because I think Porteous has got mistaken on me.
Well, you saw that.
And I wonder if nerves will kick in. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if that'll be playing in his mind.
But I think having McGregor in there is probably a good shout for experienced head. And I actually think that Hanlon and McGregor play much better together than Hanlon and Porteous do.
Aye.
Because I think Darren McGregor's got that, a level-headedness about him that he can, pull someone back into swing. But I think whoever he drops, me, it's going to be a shame to see them miss out on it because they've all made a stake for a claim over the past couple of weeks.
I think that if you start McGregor, then who'd you bring on late on if you've got to make a sub like that
That's the other question.
to beef up the defence, eh?
Aye.
Because say if we're winning, like go out, play the game, try and grab a couple goals, then just shut up shop, and you bring McGregor on. Do you know what I mean?
I'd bring Stevenson on and take
Get us
Doig
over
off.
the final whistle.
If you're going to do anything, bring Stevenson on and take Doig off and go 4-4-2.
Aye, I would just shut up shop. Like,
aye, if we go 2-0 up, we have to manage the game properly this time, like we did against United. Ken, we've got to... Game management's important in a cup final. Or any game, but more so in a cup final.
I think the McGregor debate's interesting, but I would love to see him play just because I think he'd get a hold of that big Kane and let him ken it's no his day.
Hope so.
I didn't think I think he would probably bully Hanlon and Porteous, but I didn't think he'd bully McGregor. Like,
Ken, it's hard as well. Ken, that St Johnstone's team's been deflated due to this COVID crisis, eh? Ken, the last 2 weeks, so you don't know what kind of team they're going to come out with, eh?
Aye. Hopefully Zamal's in goals, eh?
I hope so.
We'll take him in goals.
Aye, I hope so, man. Saying that, he'll probably have the bloody game of his life.
Oh, I know.
Hearts will somehow make a link to him to say they've won the cup. Right, where are you watching the game, boys? I think I'm just going to watch it in the house.
I think it's a house job with the wee man, eh? That's got to be it.
Aye.
Me, my dad, my uncle, and our mate are watching it at a pub in Newington, so that should be good. I know there's a lot of Hibs fans booked in for that, so it should be a wee decent atmosphere, eh? So,
class, man. Right, will we come back to the memories of 2016, or will we just go for it now?
What? We can come back to it, actually.
And then it might be nice to finish on, eh?
Aye, let's come back to that.
Moving on then. You want to do this segment, Charlie, the kit numbers?
I can do the kit numbers, mate. Aye. So obviously episode 14, we're gonna speak about number 14. There's been a lot of them actually, more than I thought there was. So I'll just run through them and then we can all pick our favourite one. So we've got from 2000 until now, we've got Martin McIntosh, Paul Fennick, Mixu, Matthias Doumbé, Boozy, Joe Keenan, Francis Dicko, Martin Scott, David Witherspoon, James Collins, Fekal Reras, I think I'm pronouncing that right, and Stevie Mallon. So, Lewis, you can kick us off with this one, mate, if you've got a favourite.
Realistically, there's one what sticks out for me, and it was said that close to the start of your list, mate, and it was, for a young age, I looked up to this boy playing, he holded the line in midfield as well, was Gillian Boozlin.
Aye.
I thought Boozy was one of our best midfielders we had in, 4 years whilst we had him?
He was good.
He was an outstanding player. He showed in the CIS Cup final and he was a leader, and I think he was a true fan of the club after a while.
I think he is.
I agree.
Aye, he was one that bought into the vision of the club from early on in his tenure here. Calvin, for yourself, mate, who are you picking?
Yeah, I remember Boozy's obviously the easiest choice, like because he's the best of there, eh? I was too young to see Mixu, and I think Mixu was probably better when he was a number 9.
Aye.
So for the older listeners, I apologise for no picking on, but I tell you what, Doumbé was a player, man. Matthias Doumbé. I can't mind if he used to wear the long sleeves. He was.
He did.
He was good, like he was really good. But I've got to go with the cup winner as well, Boozy.
Aye, well, I'm going to go for Matty Doumbé because he was my first ever favourite Hibs player when I started going. The season we signed him was, and I met him when I was the mascot, so I've got to go with that. And he was really nice, so I'll go with him.
Aye, he was a great player, man. He was underrated, like very, very good.
Very, very underrated.
He's on the books at PSG as well, which is interesting. I think they were the same team back in the day, though.
No, they never had that Arab money
back
then.
Was that not around the era Bobby Williamson as a manager?
Aye, we signed him.
I think so, aye.
2003-04 season was when I started going to the game. So, I mind him. He was brilliant.
Bobby was good, but I think he led a lot of the groundwork, for Mowbray and that.
Aye, that's right.
Williamson. I was young, man, I was young, man. I didn't remember it that much. Just a quick one here. Did you see that Hibs have now came out about an hour ago and said they've got a new sponsorship for next season for the shirt manufacturer.
Aye, we've got Joma.
Joma, aye. They posted out a video and there's a few teams that are also sponsored by Joma. Villarreal, that Atlanta FC in Italy. Can't remember who the other one was, but you were saying St Johnstone had them a few years ago, Charlie.
St Johnstone had them and had a few nice kits with them, and so I will see. They start ending next week on the 1st of June, so I would imagine the kit will be released ending next week, maybe. So I should be pretty good to have.
Hopefully, can get a top work in fellas and have to go 5 times as big.
Oh no, that's my one hope.
Aye,
it's pretty true to size. Because I've bought one top, the home top this year, and the size I usually get. Then the away top and 3 sizes bigger, and you can't get a size that fits you with Macron. So
no,
I'm glad we're ditching name and getting somebody that's hopefully a bit better.
I think their kits have been quite smart though, Macron. They've done all right. They've done all right. Like nice I mean, it's been a wee bit more out there. Ken, the one that was like dark gear on one side and it sort of faded to the emerald. That was all right. I've never really seen anything like that before, what else did they have? They've had some like bog standards away ones, But
I like the purple. I really think Hibs as strips, the away tops always got to be the purple. For me,
I agree.
Anyway. Ken, we used to have the Carlsberg.
Aye.
With the badge in the middle, and honestly, like they kits just stick to your mind. Ken, the nice purple strips.
They were good, mate. I liked them as well, So it's good that they've sort of brought that back because the fans were asking for a while, for a while, So
yeah.
I'm a big fan of yellow as well for Hibs tops, so I'd hopefully we can get a wee yellow number in there too.
I like it when they do the yellow, but they do the yellow with the green shorts and the yellow socks. I think that's smart.
It's nice.
Right. Let's move on to let's look at our memories of 2016 then. We'll do it. Talk us through your day, like from when you got up and all that, and what you done, all the way through to the match. If you want to use one to kick us off,
I'm happy to take this one. So I remember me, my brother, and my best mate Connor, who's now sadly passed away. We were on the supporters bus leaving from the Toby Carvery at Gracemount. So we met for breakfast and then got on the bus, went through, and we got to this. It was a dodgy bowling club or pub or something. I can't remember where it was. Anyway, so we got off the bus and I realised that I need to take cash out. So we went to the local, corner shop to get cash out. And I remember the only reason I bring it up is because I remember we were going there and these Rangers fans jumped out or were about to get out their car like screaming abuse at us. I'm like, we're winning this today because I hate them. So we went back in the pub and that, and just there was something felt different about it that they were because we'd seen Leicester win the league that year, and like just the unthinkable had happened. So I was like, I think we're going to win it today. And then 4:45 or round about then when David Gray puts that goal in, like because I can't remember much about the game because I think I was watching it through my fingers when Rangers went 2-1 up and whatever. And I remember when David Gray scored, my mate Connor picked me up off the ground and my glasses went 6 rows in front, so I had to, I couldn't see much, so I had to, try and find the aim. And just the biggest thing I remember was getting out of the stadium and bumping into you, Calvin. I think that's my last memory. That day is just, I think I seen everyone I knew that day, which is crazy. And then
that was unexpected.
It was just amazing. And the bus, I think it took us about 2 hours to get home, but it didn't matter because we'd won the cup. So it was just a big party on the bus going home, but it was amazing. What a day.
What about yourself, Lewis?
Mine was obviously got the bus to Dalkey with my brother and good friend Nathan Taylor and his dad. And we had started pretty early on the fizzy juice, should we say. And the bus, can't remember the bus getting there. But I remember watching the game and sitting there with my brother and just looking at each other again. When that last goal went in and hearing Sunshine on Leaf, my phone started buzzing there. and it was actually a Rangers fan who was at the Hibs game. And Calvin, you'll know this, Scott Duncanson's dad.
Aye.
Chris.
All right,
He had actually text me saying, "Look after yourselves and enjoy it." And as a Rangers fan for him, I spoke to him at the weekend and he says it was an outstanding game that Hibs deserved to win.
He's a staunch Rangers man as well, eh?
He is, aye. And for me, it was seeing that trophy getting lifted in green and white. But also being on the telly, a wee claim to fame was being on the telly that day.
Were you, aye?
Unfortunately, grating my eyes out. It wasn't until I got home and was getting text messages saying, "Oh, look at you on the telly, bubbling your eyes out."
Oh, class, man. I was living in Norway at the time, so I flew back for it, eh? Just went to the game with my dad, my brother, my granddad, and my wee cousin came as well. And I just we drove through. We drove through, and anyway, finally, when that first goal went in, Kim, we'd no longer sat in our seats, and I couldn't believe it, I was greeting after the first one, and I swear to God, I thought this has got to be the longest day of my life, like hanging on. And I remember when Kenny Miller scored, man, I just thought, no again, like seriously, no again, man. And then wee Peanut Head as well. I hated him, man, when he used to score and run away in that, man. I just hated him, eh? And then
anybody was got to be Kenny Miller,
aye.
It's a good goal, to be fair, like. And then I could just remember seeing it hit the back of the net, eh? And then when Halliday scored, I just thought, we don't deserve this, man. Like, we don't deserve to lose this match. Like, it was so unjust, eh? And then my brother was working that night, eh? And he was saying, I can't have this go to extra time, but I'm going to be late for my work. I can't have it go to extra time. And I was thinking, Christ, I don't want him to like get in trouble at work and that. Like, hopefully it doesn't go to extra time. Boom, 2-2. I thought this has got extra time. He's got to be late. This has got extra time. And then, mate, when David Gray scored that, he did like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was so happy, but at the same time, I was absolutely petrified, mate. Probably almost the scariest I've ever been in my life, because I thought, we're going to lose this here, eh? Like, something's going to happen. It's Hibs. This is too good to be true. And my last memory of the game is, I think there was a free kick or something, eh? Aye. And I thought, God, he's gave that to Rangers, man. They've got to put the goalie and everyone in the box and they've got to score. And he gave it to Hibs. I couldn't believe it, man. And just when the whistle went, it was just like ecstasy. I've never took any drugs, mate, but I just felt like I was on ecstasy. It was like amazing, man. It was absolutely amazing.
Just to see everybody flying over in the barriers and going down the stairs, eh?
I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. Not gonna lie to you, mate. I went on the pitch, eh? we got to the end of the row. I'll incriminate myself here. We got to the end of the row, and there was a boy being like that. Then I go, and I thought, in 10, 20 years' time, everyone's got to be asking, were you on the pitch? So I bolted on, mate. Eh? And then I was a cameraman. Everyone was handing me their phone saying, take a picture of me. So to be honest with you, I was trained to be a teacher at the time as well, eh? And I can remember running and there was folk taking pictures of that, and I thought, I better go out the way of this, case I end up on the freaking front page or something of the Sun or something like that. I thought I'd be done myself in. So I was wary of that as well, like, but aye. That's it. Aye.
We're just looking forward to the after party, eh? Ken, if we do win it, will they allow Hibs fans to do what we did the last time?
Aye, well,
I think they'll be out. There'll be no stopping them, eh?
Aye,
they'll be. Oh, I can't wait till the front page on Monday of the newspaper, eh? Like Hibs yobs, trash.
Hibs that.
Aye. All 11 Rangers players were assaulted again. Ken, all these stupid headlines that were there. But no, I think like we saw what happened with Rangers last weekend, eh? Like you can't really stop it, eh? So there'll be something that happens if we win it.
I think the only saving grace is we won it 5 years ago and had a massive party, so it might not be as big. But it would be so typical for Hibs to maybe not win the cup in 114 years.
Aye.
And then win it in a COVID season where there's no one there. Do you know what I mean? That'd have been typical.
Aye, but
I just don't understand it. Ken, how are you allowed fans at like games down south, and what's the difference between down south to here? Ken, over the last week, you've watched the last 5 games. It's not been packed, but you've had hundreds of fans in the stadiums.
Aye.
Do you think it would be good or bad for Hibs, all those fans?
I think it would be.
I think it'll be good, but
I think it would have been good, but then if we're getting beat, the fans would be on their backs.
That's what I'm saying, mate. I'm not sure. Like,
for me, I agreed with what the other people were saying, and it should have been the families and NHS staff what were given priority over anybody.
Aye.
Ken, let the families go and watch the laddies play football.
I'd agreed with that, and I think, to be honest with you, I think whatever, it's a shame for the club because whatever they done, someone would have been upset, eh?
Aye.
If they'd done a raffle, if they'd chosen Ken, folk at random, or if they'd invited season ticket holders, someone would have complained to you, so it's probably just best they haven't.
Aye.
Right, let's jump on to the listener question, boys, in the last section. First one comes in for Jack Gillies. What formation would you like to see us use on Saturday?
3-5-2.
I think we've covered it, eh? 3-5-2 for me.
And me.
Totally agree with that.
Right, right, jumping on to Alistair Taylor. He said, what's the shirt sponsors for next year? I think it's been announced, but I can't remember. It's Joma.
Aye,
So,
two easy ones so far, eh?
aye, thankfully, aye. Aye, so there's Joma, and hopefully I've already seen some people putting up some mock versions and that as well, and they look pretty decent. Like,
aye.
Aye.
I would quite like to see I knew St Johnstone had it. It was like the tartan under the arm. They had like the blue candy tartan with the sponsor.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I'd quite like to see something like that. Kind of like the Hibs tartan.
Aye.
Can bring that into the strip.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Aye, totally.
That'd be smart. I'm just saying, I need to have a look at that. Next question from John McIntosh. So what signings would you like to see in the summer and players that should leave the club?
That's
I'm looking forward to seeing Alan coming back. Can I think he'll be like a different player?
aye.
I think if we are going to lose Halberg, I don't think we have to replace him because we've got Alan coming back and we've got Malin coming back as well.
Aye.
If we could make a good sign in Aberdeen goal just the other day was J. Emmanuel Thomas. I thought he was outstanding for Livingston.
Aye, we said that, but the boys in the Livy podcast seem to think he was mince, eh?
He does.
We chatted to them, so
He does very similar work to Doige, though, eh? Like, he holds the ball up well, and so if Doige was leaving, he would have been a perfect replacement for him.
Aye.
I agree.
I think
the speculations of Griffiths coming back, I don't think it's going to happen, eh? I spoke to his brother. His brother's saying that he's off for it, but I think he's still got another year at Celtic. Yeah, I think they'll give him that option.
It cost us a wee bit of money as well, but I mean, Ron Gordon's willing to spend it, eh? So I think there's always this. I've never seen an owner in my lifetime watching him that's willing to spend money. So I think if we want him, we'll get him. But it's how much the Celtic value him at.
It's interesting.
I'd like.
You go, mate. Sorry.
Sorry, mate. I was going to say the St Johnstone captain, Kerr. I think he'd be an outstanding replacement for either Porteous or somebody to take over as for Hanlon. But then our signings for St Johnstone haven't shown themselves pretty good.
Nah, they haven't, have they? I'd like to try and push the boat out a wee bit and try and like. I would have said Shankland if we lose Nisbet, but he's not been that great at Dundee United, has he? He's sort of fell out of favour. Well, not out of favour because he's still the main striker, but he doesn't do it consistently enough, eh? Could you do it with better players around him, though?
Bunch. He's like the best player they've got in a bad bunch of players.
Aye, totally.
Could you do better with maybe Irvin sitting behind him or Scotty Allen? Like, I
think he would.
You know,
I think he would. Aye.
So maybe he just needs a fresh start. Yeah, I think we need to be picking off teams like that. Do you know what I mean? Because we're going to get ready this summer. Obviously, I think Boyle will be folk in for Boyle, be folk in for Nisbet. You know, Porteous is questionable. Jackson, Irvin, there's a lot of folk. What I mean, I think we should sort of try and pick off the teams around us, like St Johnstone, like Dundee United, Motherwell, even. I was thinking before the podcast, I didn't realise he'd had such a good season, but I was thinking, try and take a punt at Ryan Gold. But
I'd take him back.
I'd take him back, but there's no chance.
He has apparently really turned it around and done really, really well wherever he is.
There's apparently 30 teams in for him this summer, so I think
I've seen that.
We've not got the wages to compete with, even if it's like if Benfica or someone in Portugal like that want him.
Aye.
But I personally would go for that boy at Hamilton. What's his name? Odafin, because they've just been relegated, so they'll be wanting to make a wee bit of money for the championship, So.
Well, I heard that they were looking at, is it McMahon, the left back?
I saw that.
Aye. But I think he proved himself this season for Hamilton.
Nah. I wouldn't take a Hamilton left back for.
No. Well, I don't know. I don't know enough about him, if I'm honest with you.
Aye.
Macy's decent. I'd like to see us try and sign up Irvin, eh?
I'd like to see him, but that young boy as well. That is it, Mackie. Young boy we got from this. Daniel Mackie.
Aye.
He's an outstanding young talent. Outstanding young talent.
It could be good. I'd like to see some players come back and have another, shot as well, like Malin and that, like a bit of consistency. But at the same time, mate, like I think it's a drop in quality from Irvin and that. Like, it's a hard question, that, eh? Obviously, like, what position do you think we need to strengthen?
Centre back.
I'd say the defence. I think we need a leader.
We've needed to strengthen the centre back for the past 4 transfer windows, and it's not been a position we have strengthened. So I think we need to do that.
I'd agree. Right, moving on to the last question. Then, if you guys are happy with that, if you feel like you've answered it.
Yep.
The last question's from my dad. He's wrote in and said, "Who would you like to see Hibs play in a pre-season friendly?" He'd quite like them to play Leeds.
Arsenal's always been one that I've wanted us to play, so I'm delighted that we're getting that opportunity this summer. I'd like to see us play Barcelona again, eh? Like I ken that we got pumped 6-0, but I think we should be trying to push the boat out and get glamour ties like that once every 10 years or whatever. I think a team like that, Barca or Bayern Munich, or a team like that is going to attract big numbers at the gates and it's going to do wonders for Hibs. But I think just even to see some of your favourite players play Easter Road, that would be quality.
Aye. That's a dream tie. Any for you, Lewis?
I like the Newcastle game we played last year as well. Liverpool would be up there for me. Even teams like Ken, I know it's German, but like your Werder Bremen or Ken Wolfsburg, some teams like that, they have a big history as well, Ken? I
was going to say that, mate, because Ken, when the Bundesliga started back up, were we no chatting to one of them, like the Hibs official Twitter account?
Werder Bremen, aye.
I could see that. That would be decent. I'd like a big team, a couple of big teams. Arsenal one's got to be decent. Hopefully there's fans there.
They're talking of getting fans there, so that'll be nice.
I was thinking of taking the wee man for his first game, Ken? Up against Arsenal. It's not a league game or a cup game, So see what it'd be like at the football for his first game,
I'm going to take my wee brother to it because he's never been to a game either. So I think it's a good opportunity for that. And it's just after the Euro, so how many good players are Arsenal going to bring the way? That's the only question. But Ken, even if they bring like Aubameyang or one of their big boys in, you're going to see a quality player. So,
definitely.
I think Leeds is a good shout.
If I remember right, Arsenal have got Rangers just before that.
They do.
They have. We used to play Leeds in the White and Mackay Cup. Don't know if you remember that.
That's right.
A couple of years ago, that would be something.
Leeds,
maybe like old
Leeds battered us that night. Did they not?
I think they beat us. Did they beat us 2-1?
Was it only 2-1? I thought it was like 5-0 or something.
I ken they played us at Easter Road.
I was in Spain when they played us. I mind them coming over though.
I'll see if I can find the results. You're probably right. Did they not have Alan Smith in that at the time?
Aye, because he scored at Easter Road for sure.
Oh, they beat us 3-1.
Oh, was it only 3? Oh, well.
I thought it was 2. Ken, we played them in that. There's a friendly one. What's that? Nah, it's someone selling a programme. Aye, the glamour ties were good, like against Barcelona and that. There's a lot of wee teams in that. Do you know what I liked when we played a couple of years ago, 2016, would have been this 2000 start of the 2017 season. We played Edinburgh City. That was decent. They brought out the 2 cups because I think they'd won the cup and we'd won the cup as well.
I think they got promoted that year as well.
Aye, it might have been what it was.
Aye, and we beat them 5-0, I think. But even
something like that.
Again, a team like that, and like Lewis, you said it when we played Newcastle. That was brilliant to see Premier. I just want us to play Premier League teams every year, because it's big tie and
start a Super League.
Let's not get into that.
I can't think of man.
Like you're away to Dunfermline.
Aye, that's a good
day out. Decent day out. Sunderland would give them a game. Jack Ross Derby.
We beat them last time they came to the road.
That doesn't take much either.
No,
pretty crap, man. I can't think of many. I mean, there's obviously be like minted games like Bayern Munich and that, but it's unrealistic.
It's never going to happen.
They'll probably play some teams like Berwick and that, like they usually do, and teams like that. Be nice. Can when you ever start a FIFA save and you enter in like a wee European league and you play like 4 teams from different countries, that would be good. Like, nah. I've got nothing, mate. Can't think of any more. You've got anything else to add, lads? Or that does bring us to the end of the podcast. Will we just quickly, right? Here's last segment I've just thought of. Right, what's your team talk for Saturday? What's your message to the boys? I'm sure they'll all be listening.
Well, we are on Recast, mate, so we've got partnerships with Hibs, apparently.
Aye.
If I could say any of them, it'd be just go and play for the badge. Just go and leave everything on the line. If it means getting stretchered off the park, go and just give everything for it and bring that cup back.
Aye. Be yourself, Lewis.
For myself, it's just got to be go and enjoy the day, take it in. As much as there's no fans there playing on that pitch, it's got to be a big day for yourselves. Can play football and do what you've been doing for most of the season, Can enjoy it. He's won it, he's called down as heroes, legends. He's lose it, he's still got down as a good side what finished third, what's hadn't been happened in years.
I'd agree. I think my message to them would be is do it for yourselves as well. Like you deserve it. Like you've been good all year. You deserve to be remembered as a good Hibs team. And there's been a lot of questions asked to you, and you've done us proud all year. I mean, we've enjoyed tuning in and that, and I think you've kept a lot of folk going through the coronavirus and that. And I mean, it's going to be 90 minutes, but if you win it, I mean, it's a lifetime of legendary status. And at least you never have to buy another pint and kind of go down in history.
I'd just even throw Lewis Stevenson on a wee aside for the last 30 seconds, right? So we can say, but Lewis Stevenson's got 3. What's Rudy Scatcher got 2? Get up, ye.
Aye.
I would even give David Gray the captain's armband with 30 seconds left to play just to see him lift that again.
Aye.
I can. He'll be handling it lifts it, if he does, will it no?
Probably, aye.
I'm no bored to lift it, just as long as it's one of them, man.
Aye.
That'd do me.
I'll lift it if they want.
Even seeing Darren McGregor lifting it, Ken, that's a player who I used to go and watch when he played for Armiston Rangers.
Aye.
Before St Mirren went for him. And I used to go and watch him every week down there. And when he got his move, you knew he was going to make it, And what happened to him at Rangers? He was the best player for a season and got released.
I think he won player of the season 2 seasons running or something.
It's worked out fine because he's been brilliant for us.
I think he's the man to give the speech, or there or thereabout. But even can we just bring back Marvin Bartley for that day? Get him in there. That's
the thing. Like a lot of boys knew what it meant, And Aye, McGregor for me, he's Hibs through and through, and I think, you know, like we said ages ago, like we've handling a bit of stick, didn't get us wrong. I mean, we love him at the end of the day, and he's been a good servant to us. But I think McGregor's the one that I wouldn't want to be putting in a half-assed performance, then having to come in and changing them and answer to him. I mean a lot to him as well. So
that's it.
Hi, we'll finish it up there then, boys. Hopefully, we'll all be cheering on Saturday. I hope to God we will be.
It's going to be a dull one next week if we get beat.
Aye, the podcast's finished. If we get beat, it's finished.
Throw the towel in there and there.
Aye, yeah, just retire, man.
Aye.
Pick another sport or something. But aye, we'll wrap it up there. Just remember the podcast is going to be available. We'll chuck it on YouTube and all that. Hopefully get some good talk content to get the Hibs fans, you know, looking forward to the cup final and all that. Also, it'll be available on Recast. Remember, if you buy the video on Recast, you don't actually have to buy it. You get in-app credits, so you don't spend any money. The money goes directly to Hibs, which is great. And aye, come on the Hibs for Saturday. That's all there is to it. Right, cheers, lads. And